seller mistakes, the top 5 that a seller can make when putting their home on the market, and these are the ways that you can fail. I mean, there's definitely things that you can do as a seller that will absolutely destroy your chances of profit. Let's look at it this way. You buy a home, you live in it on average for the numbers vary between 7 and 10 years. The ultimate goal there is to walk away with every penny of your hard-earned equity. That's the goal, right? Isn't that the goal when you sell it? There's equity built up in the property, you deserve it, and it's your money. So what can you do to absolutely kill your chances of walking away with that highest possible net proceeds? We call it net proceeds. It's the money in your hand at the closing table. It's your money. So how do you mess that up? That's what I'm going to talk about today, is the things that you definitely can do that will mess it up. And another video will be the things that you can do to actually get that part right. So before I do that, let me talk about Real Estate Revealed. This is really the first video on this channel, the new channel, Real Estate Revealed. I've done the old version, which was Yoder Real Estate. Let's talk about, what happens when your water heater fails, or what happens when a contract fails, or let's talk about all the possible things in real estate. This one here would be more akin, this video about not what to do to fail your sale as a seller, but with Real Estate Revealed, this opens up the opportunity for me to take my phone out and talk to you real and raw about what's going on in real estate. Not just about, say, the things that will cause your home not to sell or to make it less profitable for you, but anything at all in the real estate world. Things are changing in real estate right now. Commissions are about to be disrupted. If you haven't seen the news on that, in about a couple months, buyer agent commissions are, I would say, in jeopardy, or definitely going to change in a big way. And I can talk about that, or I can talk about the favorite restaurant that I just went to last night with my wife and my family, or I can talk about how you can maximize your price. So Real Estate Revealed is the new channel that I moved away from other ones because of A, bandwidth, B, the inability with the other channels for me to be as real and raw with you as I really want to be. I'm just sitting in the back of my office right now, and I pulled my phone out, and I don't need notes. I'm just going to share with you right from the heart, right from 22 years, as of June 3rd, 2024, a couple weeks ago. I've been in real estate for 22 years. So that's what you're going to get from me. I'm still in the business. I'm doing this every single day, showing up. I get here about 7:30 a.m., sometimes 8 if I sleep in, and I get after it every day. I still do. I'm kind of weird that way. But you're going to get that from me here with Real Estate Revealed. So if you want to learn about real estate, all things happening, a lot of trending in real estate, but also what's happening in West Michigan, real estate investing, how to invest in real estate, I'm going to cover the whole gamut for you, but it's going to be real, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm not that kind of guy. I'll tell you straightforward what's up, and hopefully you enjoy that style, because it's just me. I'm not going to lie, okay? All right, let's get into it. So the things that seller mistakes. These are things that you can do as a seller if you want to really botch it. Now, what's the delta? The delta means this point versus that point between getting these things right or wrong. It's thousands of dollars, and sometimes it's more than $20,000. Sometimes it's $30,000, okay? So the first thing you can do when you're a seller, if you're going to botch your sale and sell for just really not make as much money as you possibly could, is sell as is. Meaning, I get sellers that call me and say, hey, I just want to sell it as is. Now, I walk around the house, I'm like, wait a minute, you could paint your walls, you could clean up your leaves, you could remove some wallpaper. So these are things that are low cost, high return items, but they're opting not to do that. They're opting to not spend, I would say, maybe the equivalent of a weekend to get it right. Take the time, because if you say you put in, let's say you put in $500, sometimes you get back $10,000 with spending a weekend on it, but then they don't do it. So listen, if you want to get the most amount of money, take the advice of your agent. If they're giving you advice on staging tips or home prep tips, these are low cost, high return items. $500 in, maybe not even 500. Sometimes it's just $100 or a few cans of paint. You're going to get thousands back. Who doesn't want thousands of dollars back? Where I come from, that goes a long way. I know it does to you as well. So listen, do the things. Don't sell as is unless you absolutely have to. Sometimes as is a good strategy if you're in a hurry or you don't have any money or you're stressed out or you're going to lose your home. Sure, sell as is and get the hell out as quickly as possible. If that's not you, take the time. Elbow grease, make it happen, okay? Price too high is number 2. Price your home too high. Look, there's the data. I talk to my sellers with data-driven conversations. So why do I say it that way? It's because we can remove the remove the emotions. Now, I'm not ignorant to the idea that selling a home is an emotional process. I know that. 2 decades plus will teach us that. But at the same time, the data lets us keep things real clear, factual. These are what homes are selling for. Here's how your home matches up to those. And just like anything else, whether it's bread on a shelf or tires at the tire shop, no one's going to pay more than a home is worth. And buyers are pretty savvy these days. They it's Zillow's estimates and all the things and all the tools, and they have their agent to guide them to do the research. So what's up? Can you price it more than it's worth from an appraisal standpoint? Not unless you have things so dialed in, and that particular market, that subsection of that marketplace, is absolutely void of inventory, and you have done a whiz-bang job with your improvements. The kitchen's dialed in, high-end everything, and it is just the kind of home that someone walks into and they fall in love with. You might get it. But be aware of that. I happen to be a huge proponent of reaching for the stars with my sellers, but I also share the data with them so that they can see what's real. And but you can't go like brackets and brackets above, okay? But the data will reveal the truth, and then maybe we can push it to the top of that. Okay, the third one would be skipping major repairs. You got a furnace that's on its last limb, or maybe it's dead, or maybe the air conditioner, for example, died. Every time you fail to do these things, the buyer checks a box in their mind, which is, this is a home that has deferred maintenance. This is a home that I've got to worry about. Then more than one thing, it's kind of putting you in a real predicament, because in the buyer's mind, sometimes subconsciously, they're walking through with their buyer's agent and they're pointing things out like, oh, they didn't do that, and they didn't do that, and they didn't do that. Well, after a while, this home falls into the category of a fixer-upper. So I would say the best thing about major repairs is do them as you're living there. Because what happens is this: you don't do them while you're living there, and then because life is busy and we have graduations and we have life events and we have stuff, and it costs money. But if you do them as they happen, as they pop up on an annual, you're going to do the furnace, then you'll do the air conditioning, then you'll take care of the roof. But don't wait until they all pile up, because not many people are sitting on $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 to make all those repairs at one time. Okay, so do them as you go, so that these major repairs don't end up hindering your price in a big way. It's going to cost you a lot of money if you don't do those. Okay, the fourth one, and I'm almost done here: not depersonalizing your house. So you probably watched a lot of those home flip shows or those staging shows where they come in and they do a bunch of stuff to your house. Let me just make it super simple for you. Take down, if you have a whole wall of family photos, reduce it to about 1/3. We don't want to strip your home so it's so neutral it looks like there's no one there, but yet people want to experience the real estate, the real property, the knock on wood, the flooring, the walls, the countertops, the yard, the kitchen. They don't want to see your Uncle Bill and your Aunt Susie from 1980s with the really bad, 80s sweaters and the super bad hair and that mustache he's got. No, that's just like super distracting and annoying. So just reduce it down. Keep a few photos up of you and your family, because then it looks like it's a place where a family is or a couple lives. But you don't need to have a whole display up there. It's a mindset of, this is my house, to you can live here. Because if they see a bunch of pictures of you, how can they possibly see themselves living there? Just shift it slightly. Oh, but that's a lot of work. Do those pictures have to end up in a box and go to your next home? Yes, say yes. You know they do. So because of that, then you have to move them anyway. So be proactive and not reactive and wait for the negative feedback to come back in, because that's too late. Okay, do it up front, put them in the boxes, get it depersonalized. 1/3 is a great rule of what you have up there right now. And the last one, this is a big one. You ready for it? Wait for it. Not hiring an agent. I'm not saying that just because I'm an agent, but here's the deal. The studies have been done for the last, I think, 30 years. They've done this thing called the Home Sellers Report, and it comes out every single year. When you look at the numbers, it's astonishing. The typical for sale by owner, now the average for sale by owner sells for, that used to be like 7% less, but in the last few years, it's been a bigger number. It's like 12 to 15% less than the listed property. So the idea behind, and I help a lot of for sale by owners, by the way, they're my best clients ultimately, because they see the value. At the end of the day, they finally come around. And by the way, 95% of all homes that go FSBO, we call them FSBOs, they end up selling with an agent anyway. So if that's ultimately where it's going to end up most of the time, then you're just wasting a bunch of time. Usually 4 to 6 weeks. Sometimes it's 3 weeks is where the tipping point is. But here's the deal. If the typical home that sells for sale by owner sells for 12 to 15% less than the listed property, then you can do some quick math to realize that even after commission, you're still coming out ahead somewhere around 8, 9%. And you've saved the time, you've saved the hassle, you've saved the aggravation, you've saved the mishaps, you've saved the potential legal issues that you have when you're selling for sale by owner. Now, I know plenty of people that have sold on their own. God bless you. Go for it. If you can do it, make it happen. But make it happen quickly and make it happen in the first weekend, because after that, you're losing steam anyway. But the numbers don't lie. So if an agent can step in, do all the marketing, take the burden off your shoulders. And by the way, you entrepreneurs out there, come on, stop it. In other words, you have a business and you're focusing on, you're trying to jump over dollars to get to dimes. So you congratulations, you sold your home on your own. But guess what? You neglected your business. You could have made 10 times that amount focusing on your core business. Shame on you. You know better than that, okay? Don't jump over dollars to get to dimes. You're trying to save $3,000 or $4,000 over here, but then your business, you could have made 50 grand. You see where I'm going with this? Okay. See it all the time, by the way. So hire an agent. Let's recap. Don't sell as is. Do those little repairs. Don't price too high. Get it lined up in the proper bracket. Let's say, for example, it should be the comparables are showing 575 to 600. Don't go 605. I see it all the time. Why? Because brackets are important. People search up to 6, for example. They search up to 7, for example. So get it in the proper bracket. That's my best advice for you on that. Don't skip major repairs. Do them as they come along. Depersonalize your home. Get rid of the photos of Uncle Bob and Aunt Judy with the bad sweaters and the mustache and all that stuff, and depersonalize it about 1/3. And finally, hire an agent that can step in there for you and do the marketing, do the advertising, and get the property properly exposed. FSBOs have one vehicle. It's a sign in the yard, one marketing vehicle, and Zillow. If you look at the exposure through syndication, so it goes on the MLS and then it exposes. The MLS is not the end all be all, by the way, but it certainly is a wonderful hub and a syndication network. So put in the MLS and boom, it's on thousands of websites in a second. Where? All over the world. And one of those spokes is Zillow. So imagine having, let's say 1,000 spokes on a wheel. And a for sale by owner has one spoke. So they can't even imagine how an agent can actually sell it for more money. Well, what do you mean? I'm not paying a commission. Yeah, that's like 5.5% or 6%. But I'm talking about 12 or 15%. You see that? It's a big difference. Why? Through exposure, through more showings, through getting more people interested in the house at the same time, through massive major experience in negotiating, leveraging those buyers against each other, and driving the price up, thereby offsetting the commission. This is episode number 1 of Real Estate Revealed. Come back here if you liked this video today. Let's see. So subscribe. And these are the things I'm supposed to tell you to do. Like it, subscribe to it, and share it. Now, this video is for somebody. If you're not in the buying or selling mode, then this may not be a video that interests you because you're not in the buying or selling mode. However, if you know of somebody, a friend, family member that is going to be making a move now or in the future, this might be of major value to them. Because I'm telling you this, what I just shared with you in this video is worth thousands and thousands of dollars because I have experienced this firsthand. I've seen sellers lose thousands and thousands of dollars. I've seen sellers lose $50,000 by making these mistakes. Maybe the next video I'll show you how to do the opposite of that and how to actually add $20, $30, $40, $50,000 to your bottom line when you sell your property. Thanks for tuning in to Real Estate Revealed. Come back here. I'm going to do this all the time. I promise you I'm stepping up and doing these videos. This is a long one. They'll be shorter. Maybe they'll be 10 minutes, maybe 5. Whatever's on my mind is coming to you in Real Estate Revealed. Reach out if you need anything. I'm here for you. Take care.